And a new United States peace proposal is drawing attention for terms that would require Ukraine to cede territory and sharply reduce the size of its military. Now, according to sources, this draft calls for recognition of Crimea and other regions captured by Russian forces and for Ukraine's army to be reduced to about 400,000 personnel only. The proposal mirrors long-standing Russian demands that Ukraine had repeatedly rejected all throughout and continues to do so. The development comes as Russia launched one of its deadliest strikes in western Ukraine since the war began in 2022. Missiles hit the city of Ternopil, far from the front line, destroying the upper floors of a residential building. Ukrainian officials say that at least 26 people were killed, including 3 children, and around 80 others were wounded. According to Ukraine, Russia fired 476 drones and 48 missiles nationwide, targeting energy and transport infrastructure, that is, forcing emergency power cuts as temperatures dropped. United Nations Human Rights Chief Volker Turk said that he was appalled by the civilian casualties in Ternopil. He said the impact of long-range missiles combined with waves of drones used by Russian forces was once again clearly evident. Ukrainian President Zelensky's attempt to re-engage the US administration during a visit to Turkey did not move forward after American envoy Steve Witkoff, expected to join him, did not travel. And Turkey's President Erdogan reiterated his call for both sides to resume talks in Istanbul. 3 rounds of negotiations this year have so far resulted only in prisoner exchanges, and the return of soldiers remains. In Kyiv, senior US military leaders held talks with Ukrainian officials. That's the latest we have on this. And US Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll and Army Chief of Staff General Randy George met Ukraine's defense minister and the commander-in-chief of its armed forces during what the US Embassy described as a fact-finding mission. This delegation is currently in Ukraine. According to Ukrainian officials, the delegation was briefed on Russia's troop buildup and ongoing offensive operations. In Moscow, President Putin called for the creation of a national task force to advance Russia's homegrown generative artificial intelligence models. He said developing domestic AI systems was critical to safeguarding Russian sovereignty, while warning against excessive regulation of the sector.
Our country must possess a full range of its own technologies and products in the field of generative artificial intelligence. First and foremost, these are national language models, both fundamental and small, for specific industries. Having our own technologies isn't the only important factor. It's also crucial to ensure their widespread practical use and achieve frontline implementation in industry, transportation, healthcare, public administration, and other sectors.